everybody, this is Christine Bertram along with Bigger Tigger here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Bigger Tigger, are you going to look over and say hi, buddy? Yep, come on. Yep, there he is. Oh, there's that little handsome face. He's got water all over his face. He was just drinking out of the faucet, so that's why he's there. All right, you guys. Wow, we had a fabulous event on Saturday. It was the Wounded Warrior card making project. Thank you so much. The benefit was this past Saturday, and we rocked it out of the ballpark, you guys. We had a great presentation on Saturday morning and lots of fun gathering, making cards, socializing, and we did it. All in all, we did it. You guys, we actually did it by a lot. Not a lot, but in relation to where we were trying to get to, which was the new goal of 30,000, we are just less than $100 shy of 31,000 once we have donations for what is left right here. There are 7 sets of made cards left with the full package, so all 6 cards. So I want them to stay even. So hopefully if you want made cards, there would be 6 cards for a $40 donation plus shipping. And then on the other side here, we have 16 sets of kits left with an additional like 9 bonus cards that are kits. What happened is not everybody always took the bonus card, and so we ended up with extra bonus cards left. But we have 16 full sets and 9 bonus cards. And once all of that, I have the money already accounted into, because we will eventually get donations for those. So once we have that all, the number inquiring minds want to know what I'm seeing for the number is, with the donation from Stampin' Up, we're at 30,937. Super, super cool. So hopefully within getting the donations for those, we're just gonna round it up and say we have $31,000. So we definitely did do it. I am amazed at the support that the community gave over this past, like last month, right? We've been really working at this since July, I would say. So you guys have rallied around. So I'll say hi really quick to everybody. Hi, Debbie Gast. Hi, Jeannie Parker. Yes, don't forget the thumbs up. Hi, Mary Lemke and Holly Paplow. Hi, Judy Sharp. I did get some downtime yesterday. We had a great appreciation party yesterday for the helpers. And after that, I was told to go lay down. And so around 4 o'clock, I did go lay on the couch and I took a 2-hour nap. And then I think I took another nap, maybe 3 hours later. And by that time, it's like, well, just get up and go to bed. So I got to get to bed. So it was good. Hi, Jan Victoria. Hi, Amy Langlois. Hi, Donna Grushke. There's Linda Hunt. Hi, Denise Mallory Reed. Hi, Faye Godby and Connie Moore. I know it's going to take a little time to recuperate, but we're back at it today. We had gotten 4 classes kitted last week, but we didn't get the cards all married out to be within the piles with the tickets on the top, the golden tickets on the top. So that's what we worked on this morning already. Hi, Mary Novak. Hi, Mimi Henley. Hi, Jean Maxwell. There's Jean Barraclough. Cloudy, rainy, Maryland. Okay, very cool. Not that it's cool and cloudy, but I've got somebody from Maryland watching. I love it. I love Maryland. We have some amazing friends in Maryland. Hi, Mary Jo Stoll, and there's Linda Scott. There's Kari Dwyer. Yay. Hi, Mary Schreiber. Maria Sanchez. Hi, Mary Novak. You might notice, for me, my voice sounds a little bit different, and that's because I think I did a lot of talking since Friday, so that happens to me. Hi, Debbie Gast. I think I maybe said that already, but hi again. Hi, Ann Bellinger. And there's Susan Warmley. Susan surprised everybody by making a visit up here with Jennifer. I love it. Hi, Trish Bagley. And there's Karen Wetstein. Yay. Thanks, Faye Godby. Hi, Julie Frost. And there's Patricia Settle. So, hey, the gang's all rolling in. Hi, Betty Bach. We have a lot to go over today. I do want to announce who the winners, well, do I even need to do that? There was, just so you guys know, in case you missed it on Saturday, we did a special YouTube live video, and that was for the presentations. I spoke for a little bit, and then Sarah Douglas, who was here in person with us, she arrived on Friday night, and she left yesterday at 2 o'clock sharp to get back on the airplane. She was with us for the entire weekend, which was completely amazing and just outstanding. It was amazing. And so she spoke for a little bit, and then also Mary Taluzzi from the Wounded Warrior Project. So I had so many people that reached out to me after they watched her presentation that they were bawling and in tears and crying. And it was a very emotional story to hear the story of her son and what she went through with him. And if you guys haven't watched that presentation, you can find it out on my YouTube channel, Cards by Christine, which is where we are right now. You just have to go back in chronological order to the video that was on Saturday, 2 ago, because the one that we did then Saturday night between 5 and 6:30, I can't remember what time we went live, if it was 5:30, but we did a video on Saturday around 5 to 6:30 Central going over the raffle prize. So we did live drawing for the raffle prizes. And so I have a list here of everybody who won. And what I will be doing, in case you don't have time to watch that video, I will be publishing this in an email thanking everybody, and then I'll have everybody listed. For those that were local or could do porch pickup, they are planning that. But for those that are not local to me, we'll have to coordinate the mailing of your items. So I'm not going to go through the names that won the raffles, because that will be coming out in an email, and you can always watch the raffle prize video that we did on Saturday. Okay, so I am going to do roll call, and roll call is going to be a little bit excessive. I already know this. You guys, we did kit up 352, and I do want to do a shout out and thank you to everybody who donated, because this wasn't paying for this. This was a donation, and anybody who did donate, I've gotten the question of like, what do you do for your taxes? I'm like, well, I don't claim any of this money that came in on my taxes as a donation, because I am just a pass-through. So this came up, and so if you made a donation for this event, you can use the $40 or $35. It is a donation. It is going to be sent directly to the Wounded Warrior Project. And I don't claim it on my taxes because I'm not the one that's actually making the donation. Now, let's say I did round up to $31,000 and I needed to add, let's say, $70. Like the part that I actually donate, I will be claiming. But if you guys don't, like the shipping part, not really, or the fee part, not really, but it is a $40 or $35 donation. You can, if you are able to take advantage of that, you know, you can let your accountant know, or you can figure it out. But just know, I don't claim it. So I don't remember who asked that, but yeah. So it is for a benefit, and we have quite the list. And I want to say a great big thank you to all who donated for this event to help make this possible to get it to where we did. And it's going to be quite the list, you guys. So some people got multiple kits. So I will also say that if I say your name twice, it's because you did get multiple kits. But I'll try to remember who got multiple kits and not say their name again. But but we do appreciate it. Let me see here. Yeah, Mama T was wonderful. Definitely agree. Hi, Lisa LaFramboise. Not staying, but wanted to say thank you to you and your core team. My bread arrived home safely. Yes, you guys. Oh, man. Tyler made 12 loaves of sourdough bread between Thursday and Sunday, and all of them were part of the bake sale. And so he felt good because he sold, each loaf went for $12, and so it was an extra $144 donation for him, and he felt really good about that. Jean said that Mary's talk brought her to tears as well. Yeah, I was crying a little bit too. I was, you guys. Oh, man. So you guys bear with me as we go through this list. It is quite the long list, but these are all the people that helped get kits or made cards or came here in person to help make this benefit as truly amazing as it was. Judy Dean, you were first on my list. And you guys, this is really kind of in the order as people signed up. Sandy Coy Emery, Maria Gilbertson, Luann Trump Power, Patty Taylor, Carla Reel, Andy Acquisto, Kathy Showalter, Karen Forward, Shelley Schultz, Nedra Dover, Mary Jo Stoll, Donna Grushke, Mary Carls, Judy Sharp, Colleen Morrow, Joelle Diaz, Sandy Coy, again, Patty Taylor again, Marianne Jereski, Linda Hunt, Deanna Stell, Angelique McClendon, Catherine Healy, Melanie Ha'o, Lisa LaFramboise, Jay Shante, Jeannie Gertis, Nancy Charles, Amanda Waldhart, Stephanie Marino, Nancy Haggard, Julie Bierschbach, Marilyn Durbin, Linda Harmon, Anne Van Willigan, Tony Shaw, and Jean Hoffman came all the way from Pennsylvania. You guys, we had people from all over the country that were coming in for the event. It was super cool. Vonnie Cooper, Debbie Boyko, Susan Bellamy, Christine Mansell, Denise Mallory Reed, Jill Butzine, Annette Rollin, Judy Immel, Diane Bogenhagen, Chris Duderenke, Elaine Rebeck, Tracy Gruby, Cindy Ettringer, Joyce Kornick, Connie Moore, Laura Sullivan, Pat Piscopio, Sherry Pyre, who made it back to Tampa last night. You guys, lots of prayers for our friends in the state of Florida. Hurricane Milton, I read this morning, is going to be barreling down on them on Wednesday, in case you haven't heard. So Sherry made it back to Tampa last night, and she was running off to get some basic necessities to hunker down. Darrell Hoffaker, Roxanne Burton, Cindy Runtree, Pat Fleming, Jean Shute, Kathy Dolly Nagari, Hope Toy, my mom, Janet Bertram, Mary Stroman, Dawn Funk, Gwen Petrashek, Linda Hodge, Faye Godby, Carrie White, Rita Olette, Leslie McMinn, Rose, I have a hard time with your last name, Meininger, Meininger, Rose, Sherry Everett, Shirley Malarkey, Jeannie Parker, Linda Scott. Jeannie Parker was funny. She was kits in person, and then they made it from Michigan. They left Saturday morning, they made it, and then they went back Sunday. So that was pretty cool. Linda Scott, Debbie Stone, Jean Terwilliger, Tyra Marshall, Jamie Kirkpatrick, Mary Taluzzi, yay! Wendy Tick, you guys, it was Mary's first time really stamping, and she had a great team here that held her hand the entire way. And it was a little overwhelming to make 6 beautiful cards, but she was so satisfied at the end that she was able to make them. She had good teachers here. Wendy Tick, Ann Bellinger, Karen Stagg, Quincy Bridge, Naomi Worrell, Karen Mikowski, Gail Barden, Noreen Bandeff, Kathy Simon, Georgine Darbro, Margine Eskelson, got like 6 sets. Thank you for that, Margine. Marsha Weldon, Linda Kester, Frances Rodriguez, Yvette Smith, Tracy Solar, Rose Garibaldi, Wendy Kruger, Shelley Cooper, Trisha Fagley, Feline Mays, Sarah Merchant, Deb Eckelmeyer, Phyllis Oderman, Sarah Mitchell times a bunch as well, Patty Wright, Sheila Roberts, Ruth Nicholson, Kathleen Ketterman, Sharon Davis, Patricia Settle, Anna Zastro, Nan Ryan, Mary Scott, Michelle Hoon, Dee Camalato, Kathy Malwitz, Ann Van Mulligan got another set, Susan Wormley, Tana Nelson times 2, Penny Powell, Charlotte Nelson, Sharon Perellas, Jeniel Payne, Luann Bartling, Rita Steffi, Sandy Wicklander, Brenda Schutte, Louis Santiago, Cherry Martin, Janice Worth, Brenda Cottrell, Carmen Sanders, Dawn Colby, Doris Munson, Karen Wetstein, Katie Schmidt, Lori P., Karen Woods, Kathleen Kessler, Audra Schussler, Tina Moon, Becky Christensen, Eileen Finn, Debbie Peters, Barbara Moynan, Valerie Hale, Lori Baxter, Deb Norman, Jenna Krieger-Schmitz, Mimi Henley, Barb Collins, Mary Lemke, Carol Klein, Deb Bowman, Sherry Brandner, Peggy Mead, Julie Billsby, Karen Beagle, Michelle Bennett, Debbie Gast, and she had a crew with her, including Gail Mead, Paulette Trilovich, Rhonda Allison, and then 2 more who I don't have their names, but she had 6, and she was the one that came up with the idea of working with like a group to have like a party at her house and use the kits, which was super cool. And that's what Mary Lemke did as well. Vicki Rodriguez, Carla Lake, Linda Leiss, Femi, Selena's great. You guys, Femi is from Canada, and she got these card kits, and they went to an address, her sister in the States here, and she went to visit her sister. And so we had a set of cards that went to Canada. Super cool. Karen Carstay, Sharon Land, Bonnie Lesperance, Kate Race, Stacy Warner, Jean Frederick, Kari Dwyer, Wendy Ellison, Barb Tyler, Olivia Dwyer, Christina Heiser, Ruth Mertens, Christy Wiltshire, Mary Novak, Lisa Spacek, Wanda Zerman, and Julie Block traveled from afar to meet us as well, too. I love it. Mary Hodges, Jenny Knutson, Cheryl Thomas, Helen Chase, Yvette Lopez, Carol Lee Crabb, Cassie Krieger, Sandy Gorin, Lori Schwartz, those went to Colorado, super cool. Kay Weir, Lynn Springle, Sandy Politowitz, Bridget Rowe, Stacy Burns, and Iva Thurston, and then Stacy got a few more to go as well. Kathy Ballard, Randy Schultz, Tina Bean, Karuna, Pat Shee Bischoff, Barbara Rudolph, Ann Evans, Rosie Prouty, Vonda Saia, Dick Vandervelde, Mike Muldoon, and Steve Koenig's 3 guys that got sets of made cards when I went to go speak at the American Legion. Sorry, I was thinking the airplane. American Legion in Mount Calvary, Wisconsin. Becky Gandolfo, Lorraine Knight, Mary Schreiber, Jennifer Merle Hampshire, Kim Van Overberg, Carmen Melendez, Sue Deppes, Janet Victoria, Vanessa Ritter, Sue Spigner, Mark Schmitz, Sharon Brassard, Carissa Alberts, Barbara Gobby, Sarah Rigby, Kathleen Cruz, Brandy Cox. You guys, I was so amazed when I saw Brandy's registration come through. I'm collaborating a little bit with Brandy in March for our on stage in Raleigh. And so when she saw on the weekly updates that my event was coming up, she got a set of the made cards too. It was pretty cool. I got to mail something to Brandy. Robin Kenton, Audrina Spar, Mindy Miller, Mark Schmitz again, Julie Frost, Jenny Vitale, Susan Murphy, Nancy Cochran, Marcy Hessen, Eileen Hodek Hayward, Holly Paplo, Christina Heiser, Trudy Aerosmith, Connie Scott, Mona Hansen, Marge Haas, Jolene LaJoy, Nancy, Kierzek, I think Nancy Kierzek, Kimberly Barbish, Deb Gruznick, Doreen Crystal, Amy Langlois, Chris Niebaum, Ramona McLean, Jennifer Helding, you guys were getting there, Debbie Schultz, and Chris Robinson. I will tell you, I have my name on the list. I'm making these cards today, the 6 cards, and these will be up for grabs for a donation as well. So if somebody specifically says, I want the cards you made on the live, those will go to the first person that is interested in them. But the cards I'm making live, we had to save a set, but they're going to be up for a donation as well. Chris Robinson, Deborah Cyril, Nicole Herrick, Sally Alberts, Jean Maxwell, yay, Diana Muldoon, Barb Vanden Landenberg, Nancy LeBoy, or LeBou, Linda Rios, Joanne Kahn, Catherine Anderson, Debbie Broughton, Pat A. Thomas, Polly Riggleman, Marisha Roberts, Linda Hindy, Christina Bernards, Kathy Beck, Kimberly Wong Myers, Debbie Feckin, Linda Gregory, Jennifer Jones, Joanne Oliver, Penny Lutterman, Melanie Hahn, and Dawn Bergren, Sherry Ott, Rita Steffi, Melody Hahn. We got some people that did multiples, so we're going to skip over them. Rhonda Ayers. And then we have just a few more. Bonnie Pittle, Ellen Brover, and Susan Ray Hendricks. Charlotte, I don't know your last name, and I need to mail your cards to you, so we need to figure that out. Shirley Peacock, Sarah Douglas, and Joan Loomis, and Shelly Gardner. Oh my gosh, you guys, we did a FaceTime with Shelly Gardner, and she took 2 sets of the made cards as well. So cool. So Sarah Douglas got 3 sets of cards, and she took them back on the airplane with her. I'm so excited and so good. So you guys, I know that was quite the list, and it took a little bit to go through that, but I do love to shout out and show my appreciation and love for all those that help to support in what we're doing. And in this case, it's the Wounded Warrior Project, and it's the benefit. So a lot of you guys are here. Barb Venn is one. Oh, good. Okay, so I'm gonna go up to Debbie Gast right now, and instead of putting a question mark, you know what I'm gonna do, Debbie? I'm gonna put Barb Venn's name in the list, so I have that. Perfect. Okay, so a lot of you guys are here. Oh, and Debbie said that they're making their cards on December 9th. Oh, Tana, your sister is Sherry. So I didn't realize the connection, and I can't remember. That text was from August. So I couldn't, if she did say that, your sisters, I didn't remember that. So in the front, and then what before you put them all in, though, put all the other cards on top, so you're only putting them into the package once, right? Does that make sense? Yeah.
So then, why are there separate packages for?
What do you mean? 1 second, 1 moment, please. So what you're going to do now that you have space. Yep, so like you could lay them all out, and then what you'll do is 4 of each one, because there's 5 cards, 4 of each card stay within person, right? And then what you're going to lay out is the other ones on the piles. So
All together?
well, yeah, they can all go together as long as they all go in the same cellophane. Does that not make sense, right? Okay, 1 moment, you guys. So you have,
all these out with
and
this
you got the cards all separated, yep. And then what you'll do is once they're all laid out, you'll go and grab, just 1 moment, guys.
Grab one of these.
So then grab these here, and then they're gonna get laid out. just make sure you save 4 of each card for the in-person. So what you grab 1, 2, 3, 4, and maybe move them over there. You could put them in here for now so that they don't get like situated wrong, right? But grab 4 of each one out, save it over here in the in-person pile, and then the rest of these will get laid out, and then
On
they
top of these.
and then you can put them all in the cellophane at the same time. Yeah? Okay, good. Okay, cool. You guys.
Any more
so-
questions? I'll ask.
Yep, ask if you have more questions. So you guys, what we did last week is we kitted up 4 classes, but we did not have time to marry up that all 4 cards. So all of them were kept as a unique card, and what we're doing now is we're marrying up the cards and putting the golden tickets on top. And so we just want to make sure we do it good. So I always appreciate helpers asking before doing it. So, all right, Darla Tweetin, I thought I registered, do you have a set of pre-made cards? If so, I'll take one. Yes, Darla Tweetin. So Darla, I am not sure if how you at this point, you guys, I did my absolute best to cherry pick through my emails to find people who registered for the event or who got in the raffles. I thought I did a pretty good job, but I am human and I may have missed something along the way. And I looked at where monies came in and just tried to make. So Darla, if you had registered and paid for it, that's where I need to know how you paid for it. And if you did pay for it, let's find that. And if you didn't pay for it yet, let's figure that out. But for now, we do have a set of cards for you. I'm marking you into my spreadsheet at the moment, and we can figure it out later. Anybody else that would like to get a set of the made cards, now we're down to 6. And so Darla, it would be $40 plus shipping. Anybody down, now we're down to 6 maids, and we have 16 kits. And if anybody wants extra bonus cards too, I did this at for the last benefit. I think we had 6 left and people took the bonus cards. So the bonus cards are a $5 donation. We have not shipped any of October out. Anything here could get added to October's shipments. And so for those that are remote and want to add it, it would be $42, $2 for the extra shipping. And then if you want the extra bonus card, it would just be $5, no extra shipping on adding a card to a class. So no worries there. Mary Carls, it was awesome, Sarah. A big shout out to you. Thank you so much. My mom forwarded the text that you sent her, and I was so sweet what you wrote. I loved reading it. All right, Jean Hoffman had a great time. Yay. Oh, okay. So we're going to start making cards momentarily. Now, I am going to do I have a little bit of Happy Mail. I'm done with my computer for the moment, so I'm just going to set that off to the side. We got through roll call. So let me flip down here. I do realize that I missed adding my host code. So 1 moment, please. What is it? I'm going to write it down on the slip here. We started a new month. What are we? We're already 1 week into the month. I don't know how that happens, but it happens. UBG. So in case anybody wants to place an order or needs to place an order to get any October classes, I just jotted my host code down here so you can see it. And what we're going to do is just show a little Happy Mail that I've gotten recently. I love to show that off, and now is as good a time as any. So, oh, Jean Maxwell would take a bonus card. Okay, you know what I can do? I can write on this so that I can always erase that. Jean is a bonus card, okay? You know what? Let's just do this. Otherwise, you're going to be sitting there seeing your name the whole time. So, hang on. Get a little piece of paper. See, isn't that cool? It wipes right off of this glass mat. So, Jean, what we're going to do here, I'm going to try to keep track of this as you guys message me here, but we'll do Jean Maxwell a bonus card. So, I'll try to make notes. So, I have this from Deb Norman, and she's probably, I don't know if she's going to get to watch this, but she left this as a special gift for me in my hive area here, and it was after she was attending the escape, and she had a little thank you with this beautiful hexagon, and it's a beautiful thing that I'm going to just have it right here in front of me, and it says welcome, and she has a little thank you note. So that was from Deb Norman. She left that, so I can put it right back where I had it. And then also here, this was a little gift it was from Laura Husby, and she came down for the Stampin' Fun in the Sun, and I've got this beautiful Deborah Stone, send 42, please. So Deborah Stone or Debbie Stone, when you go to send money, it would be 42, and I'll add it to your next package. And it is a set of kits, and it'll be all 6 of them, and it'll be 42. All right, and then Connie wants 2 as well, 2 bonus, and then All right, Suzanne, you guys are awesome. We're gonna have these guys, these cards, lickety split kits with a bonus card, and you'll do porch pickup. So yours would be, for porch pickup is 40. For people who want their kits mailed in with something that's already coming out to you, it'd be 42. And if you don't have anything else in the month of October going out, it would be 46 for the full shipping. So this was a special gift from Lauren. It's a light yellow with black, and I cannot wait to hang this in the hive. And a cute little box that she made with it. It was super cool. All right, so that Post-it note is full. And then I had, this was Jennifer Merle Hampshire came up. She surprised us, and she came up and she made me this little treat package. There's a magnet in here, and so it holds it shut. It's super cool. She gave me a purple bee, because you guys know I love my purple. And so that was a gift from her. I wanted to share this with you. So I had earned the statement. I guess you could say I earned it. Trish Fagley, resending will take a finished set. We'll send an email. Thank you, Trish. Yep, so Trish Fagley, you want the made cards. It would be 42, Trish, because we can add it to your package. And I have it for made cards. So you guys, I won the Statement of the Heart, and I'll have to tell you a story. It was the year 2014, and I went to Onstage. And I only went to Onstage in Salt Lake City because it was free. I signed up in October of 2013 to become a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I never was going to do anything with it, ever. We would not be here today if I had not signed up in that particular month and had gotten free registration, because I would never have kind of taken this leap. But I signed up in October of 2013 because it was $25 to sign up, and you got to pick whatever you wanted. I picked 2 packs of white paper and probably 2 packs of dimensionals. And then the first order that you got after you signed up, I should say the first order you placed, you got a 30% discount off your first order. And so I got all my friends and family together and placed my first order, and then great, I was gonna be done. But my friends and my family were like, well, you're gonna keep doing this? We wanna keep getting product. Okay, so fine. For a little bit, I did that. And what happened though is, because it was their 25-year anniversary, I went to Onstage for free. That was what they offered. If you signed up in October, you got free registration to Onstage, and so it was July of 2014. And I went with my upline, Kelly Atchison, at the time, and I went to all of the different speeches and presentations, and I just took in as much as I could. And Shelley Gardner gave a speech, and she was reading through all these letters. At the time, the state, hi Hope Toy, yay, not paid, didn't work. 46, Venmo is perfect to Cards by Christine, okay? And if you need the last 4 of my phone number, it's 4390, Darla. So they got to the Statement of the Heart presentation, and every year, demonstrators could write letters to Stampin' Up! About who people wanted to kind of nominate to receive the Statement of the Heart. And they had to read through hundreds of thousands of letters. So I understand why they kind of went away from that, and they transitioned it to what it is right now. But I remember reading all these beautiful letters, or I listened to her read all these beautiful letters. And at the end, the person, they said her name, and she came up, and Shelley Gardner hugged her and put a necklace around her, and it was a special Statement of the Heart necklace. And I thought to myself, someday, I hope that is me. Like, I want to make a difference, and I want to, the epitome of what Statement of the Heart is, just to give back as much as you could. So that was 2014. So fast forward to last year, I applied for the Statement of the Heart Award, and it changed in the last few years to be an application process that they would support people who want to help organizations. And so I applied for this. Hi, Anna Schaffer, you would take a set. I would like both one kit and one done. Perfect. And you'll pick them up. So fast forward now, I applied for this and I got it. And I applied at the 11th minute of the 11th hour and at the last possible moment. And that's how I roll. I'm a JITer, just in time, if you guys know that. And I got that written, Anna. And so it was selected, and so it was gangbusters to just do as much as we could to make this the best benefit we possibly could. What we did for the highest raising benefit was $5,500, and I am happy to say that we are on target to raise $31,000, if not more, which is phenomenal. And what Stampin' Up! Tries to do is leverage a demonstrator who can like up their ante, and that's what we did. And Sarah gave me a thank you card, and there was a little gift in there. And you guys, I was so beyond, I almost started crying that I got a beautiful thank you card from Sarah Thank you so much for being a wonderful host and having me at your event. I have truly loved watching you lead by example and help every single person feel seen and loved. The feeling in your group is what Stampin' Up! Is all about. You are a driven leader, and I am amazed by all you have and continue to accomplish. Keep being you, with gratitude always, Sarah and Mom too. You are a Stampin' Up! Difference maker, and in there was also a necklace, and it was a heart. Love is the most precious gift she has to offer, so she lets it guide her steps. There's power in her smile and warmth in her words. She knows even small acts of kindness can leave big impressions on the world. No matter where life takes her, she will choose love each and every day. Leading with her heart is not always easy, but it is always, always worth it. And so it was really cool. So
Me cry.
I'm crying, you guys. And that's that she's crying too. But yes, oh my gosh, you guys. So this was, I went and laid on, like everybody said, go lay down, you need to rest, I'm like, okay, yes, everybody, I'll go lay down and rest. And I opened this up before I took my nap. And I was crying yesterday too. So I got, and so back from 2014, when I set a goal to make a difference and to somehow have the Statement of the Heart Award come back full circle, it did. And the necklace that I was, not like I do things for material things, but I got I got a necklace, and I'm so excited that I can't. You know, I'm afraid to wear it because I don't wreck it. Are you short or you're over, aren't you?
Too short.
Too short.
This one and the blue one over there.
Okay.
This paper with the pumpkins, they look like pumpkins.
You have extra cards or you have extra paper?
Cards.
You have extra cards. Maybe we're short the paper.
Yeah.
Double check. So yes, okay, so I got to share that with you guys. So that was really cool. So, so yeah. Oh, so it's definitely a labor of love, you guys. I wouldn't trade any of the time that I spent working on this project for anything else. I definitely think that what we did here is making a difference. If you guys haven't watched the video with Mary Toulouse, please watch it and know that what the money that we've raised is going to help the veterans that need help in whatever way, shape, or form. And what Mary had said is where the government fails to provide the support is where Wounded Warrior Project kind of steps in and helps fill that void and that gap, and which is what we need. And it's a shame that we can't do more to help them. So I do know that for the benefit next year, which I have set a date, I forgot to say this yesterday to you guys when we were here, but I do have a date set for next year's benefit in case you guys want to mark your calendar. I have on my calendar, it's going to be November 1st. We are going to push it back a few weeks. And that is because I am planning to go on a trip with Tyler over the World Card Making Day next year is on October 4th. And we're going to be out of the country, and I don't want to do it right after we get back. So I put the card benefit to be November 1st, and that is going to align more with Veterans Day for next year because Veterans Day is November 11th, and so our card benefit will be about a week, a good solid week, 10 days beforehand, and we are going to pick a veteran, a group, a U.S.-wide or country-wide organization that helps support our veterans. It may not necessarily be the Wounded Warrior Project, again, for no particular reason, except for we'd like to share to different organizations that help our veterans. And so if anybody wants to make suggestions to what that is, we can always take your suggestions and make sure and you know what, if we pick one this year, then we pick one next year, and the following year we could pick a different one. But I think it's really hit home to a lot of people that veterans play a big role. People who fight for our country so that we have the freedoms that we have, so that we can be sitting here live and be open with our card making and not have to worry about bombs coming in and with all the crazy that could go on, right? We have our freedoms, and that isn't a free thing. We have people that fight for that. And so veterans are near and dear to our heart. And Sarah said that is one of the things and one of the reasons why they picked this project, this card making or this benefit or this event for the Statement of the Heart, because we all know veterans, some closer than others, and those that have veterans and people who are serving right now in their immediate families, like brother, sister, parents, daughter, children, grandparents, the immediate family is more of a connection and more emotional, and then you have the extended, but we all know people who have served or are serving our country, and so we have to support them. So yes, yeah, it was a lovely note. Oh, so yes, I'm just reading some of your comments. Very much deserved. So, okay. So I know too that within a moment, within probably a week or a week and a half, we'll definitely have all the card kits accounted for. And one of the gals on my team reached out to me. Christy reached out to me yesterday. She said, "Are you still taking donations for just a straight donation?" And she had just watched the video and she was in tears and she wanted to make a donation. So anybody who would still like to make a donation through me for this event or directly, you can still do it. My fundraiser event is still available on Facebook. That is, I think it's still running. And if it isn't for any reason, we can still figure out a way to get, if anybody wants to make a donation straight to the Wounded Warrior Project, you can. You could just reference my fundraiser so it gets tied into the grand total, which would be super cool. I can't wait until they receive my check and the check from Stampin' Up! And I can go into the website to my fundraising page and see the amount. As soon as I see that, you guys, I'm going to screenshot it and I will be posting that and sharing it on the Facebook page. So. And Jean said she sent friends and family. Hopefully there's, okay, please add to the retro stock, please. Okay, perfect. So Jean Maxwell, you want a bonus made card. That is very important to know because I might have given you a kit. So I did add you for a made bonus card, and PayPal friends and family is perfect. Okay, the other thing too, before I start making cards, I promise you guys we're going to start making cards very soon. But this is one thing that Bonnie Les France wanted me to share with you guys too. We did show this on Saturday for the video, and I did put a little note out there that if anybody wants a little soldier in their package for October, I'm just trying to get this so it's not like when I lean forward. There, that'll be better. Okay, if anybody would like, we had these out, and we had all these little guys left, and there's little soldiers here. So take a soldier home and place it somewhere that will remind you to pray for our men and women serving our country. Remember our veterans fighting PSTD, TBI, and thoughts of suicide. So if somebody would like me to include a little soldier in their package for October, I would gladly do it. Okay, so there's not extra shipping or anything. What we're doing in the moment is we are laying out everybody's cards. And if you send me a message that says, please add one to my October package, I will gladly send one to your October package. So, and yeah, Debbie has a lot in her family too who are retired veterans. Okay, so that is something I wanted to share with you. All right, so I believe that, okay, the other thing I wanted to share with you too, so I got November 1st, and I also want you guys to know we have a date on the calendar for the card benefit for April. April 12th. April 12th is going to be the next card benefit, and the one that we do in the spring is to raise funds for the National MS Foundation. I have 5 people that are close to me and on the team that have been diagnosed with MS, and so what we try to do is, that is another organization that's near and dear to our heart, to help them find cures, to help people who have been diagnosed with MS. So that benefit will be April 12th, and then the next one for supporting our veterans will be November 1st. So yay! Could I get 8 for my group, please? Oh, yeah. So yes, Mary Lemke, definitely. If you could please message me that. And if you haven't already messaged me asking for those addresses, you can include it in that email. You needed some addresses. Yes, and Debbie Gass too. Please send me a note. And Mary Novak wanted a card kit. So I appreciate that, Holly. You guys are so good. Sometimes I don't always see comments. They kind of come in fast. So Mary Novak, I will add you for some cards. Mary, if you could reach out to me via text or email as well, just let me know if you want the kits or the made cards. I will put kits or made, and then I can circle it, or you can let me know here as well. So very good. All right, I've gone through a bunch of things, and I think we could get situated with making some cards. And we have 6 cards that we're going to make. And, oh, you know what I'm missing? I'm missing a kit for the bonus card. 1, 2, 3, 4. I have to steal one from over here. So that's okay. So I think I only have 8 bonus cards left in kits, but that's okay. All right. So we have, I'll flip this down. We have, what I'm going to work on are the 6 card kits. And the cards look like this. I have them on a pile. So is it coming out okay, Annette?
I think so.
Okay. All right.
Let you know.
Absolutely, Suzanne. So for those that want to help for the MS benefit and or the next benefit in November, what I did last year, and I'll do for this one, I start a spreadsheet. And That's right. I'm the queen of spreadsheets. So what I do is I start a spreadsheet, and what I do on there is I'll have a spreadsheet for the MS Foundation benefit, and then I'll have one for the veteran one that we do next fall, November. And I start a list of helpers, and I just start the names so that, like, Suzanne, you're local, you're in New Holstein. So when we start to make the cards, or we start to do the kitting, or if we need die cutters, that's where I can be like, okay, Suzanne said she'd like to help. Here you go, Suzanne, you're here. Like, this is when we're going to start working on it. So I start spreadsheets early on. So just send me an email. And honestly, you guys, I did my best to keep up with emails that were specific to the benefit. I still am backlogged a little bit on everything for October and other things. So once you send an email, just know I generally get it. And I haven't sent an out of office, or I haven't sent I've confirmed I received this. I haven't gotten that system down, but just send an email and I will reply to it as soon as I possibly can. Okay.
Does this count as one of your 4 over here?
4 of the purples. Mine,
Isn't included?
no, mine is not included in the 4. Mine would be part of the other ones. Okay, perfect. So these are what we're going to be working on today. So, one more thing. I can't remember which day, maybe Thursday or Wednesday, I did send an email out to everybody who was signed up. I had to do it in 3 groups because my email does not like when I send to more than 100 people at a time. So I had to break everybody down into group 1, group 2, and group 3. So I sent the same email to everybody, but it was all divided up. And I was not able to email the attachment as I normally have done in the past because there was so many pictures in it and it was a large file. The same thing that happened with the Ink Paper Scissors Splendid Autumn. So I had to create I created the document on my website and I shared the link. So in the email that I sent last week, it says to find the recipes in the tutorial, please click here. So you'll have to click here and it will open it up on your phone. It'll open it up on your tablet. It'll open up on your computer. And then from there, you should download it or print it so you have it. It was not an actual attachment. It was a link that I provided. So you guys, that's what you should be looking for if you don't have this tutorial yet. All right. Yvette said, my husband probably served 20 years in the U.S. Marine Corps before retiring. And then your son, 8 years, but now battles, yes, PTSD and mental health challenges. Yes, it does. It takes a toll on the person who serves and also their family. I agree. All right. So winter green. So these cards were designed down in Tampa, Florida, actually, at Sherry Pyer's house. I went down to visit her for the weekend, and we invited Cheryl Taylor, and we had a great team gathering that Saturday, and then we worked on cards Friday and Sunday, and we got all of these designed. And this is what we present to you for the cards for this event. And I don't know where I want to start, but maybe we'll start with this one because that's the one that's on top, and that seems to be the holiday one. So what I'm going to do is work my way through all 6 of these cards, and we're going to act like we're in class now. Thanks, Suzanne, for emailing. I'll donate some paper again. Oh, perfect. And I'll help with putting them together, as long as it's not a bird card, right, Mary? So, you guys, this one's super cool because it is, oh, look at this. Isn't this interesting, Annette? So my card is here, like this. But, oh, you created this, didn't you?
Yeah, to show them.
To show people so they keep the bags. Oh, very good. Okay, well, you know, if you want this, you could make something pretty with this.
I could.
Yes, you could. I'll give that to you. Okay, so when we do in-person classes, what we generally do is we always keep our inside on the back, so then people don't necessarily have to take the card out of plastic, and then that helps the card itself to not get ink or weirdness all on it. So, but yeah, Mary, you guys, I will have to say too, I forgot to say this. We had about 100, and it was not less than, but it was either 110 or more. I went through my entire list and I tried to recall anybody who wasn't on my list, and we came up with, including myself and Tyler, 110 people who were here on Saturday. And it went so smoothly, and it was so amazing. The weather was gorgeous. Nobody was on top of each other. Nobody was crowded or just squished. Everybody was spaced out. It was really good. And it was 110 people, and we could have easily accommodated probably 10 to 15 more people, especially with having the garage doors open. I don't know come April when we have the event if that's going to be so good, because April is kind of cold yet. But yeah, so I was super excited for that, and it was a great, great party on Saturday. All right, back to class. All right, so this one is and you guys don't lose your gems. We've got your gems and your ribbon in each kit. And for this one, you have a piece of vanilla on the, like when I opened mine up, the vanilla on the top is the piece of vanilla for your inside. And then you'll have a piece of embossed timber piece of vanilla. You'll have a strip for your sentiment on the outside, which we have Happy Holidays. And then you'll have 2 trees that are from the Regal Flora Designer Series paper. They were die cut. And then the top pieces were from the oxidized copper, and they were die cut. Now this is from a set called Frosted Forest. And then you have a piece of cherry cobbler, which is where this should fit onto. If at all, when you guys are dry fitting your paper, just know you can always trim things, but you can't make things bigger. So if you want to see a little bit more red, let's say you're like, yeah, that's not enough red. All you have to do is grab your trimmer and trim it. So when I'm looking at this, I'm like, I would maybe like to see a hair more on each side, and that's okay. We try our best to cut them exact, but my big cutter upstairs sometimes tapers it. And so one might be perfect, but the next one might be just a little bit off. And so I'm going to cut just a hair more here. So you can always do that. And let's just see here, that little edge was a little bit off. So again, dry fit your paper, and then you end up with a little bit more border if you want to see it by cutting a little. And then you have a piece here of Lost Lagoon that is embossed with the snowflakes embossing folder, which will get matted onto a crumb cake. And again, pull it out. We kitted 352 times 6 cards. That's about 2,000 cards. And it's a lot to go through each and every one. We don't dry fit them. So this is where I'm looking at mine right now. I'm like, oh man, it's a little bit more crumb cake on the top and bottom. I'm gonna shave or give a haircut of a little bit on my side here so that it fits. So always do that before you start adding glue. I don't always do that, but I'm specifically doing it because I know we need to do it on these cards. So that one's perfect. And then you have a piece of cherry cobbler and gold ribbon, which you'll put under your label. You have an embossed piece, the timber here. That's for your ledge to make this an easel card. And then, oh, Kari forgot to grab a, yes, Kari, we can definitely. So send me a message though, because I'll tell you guys, I do try to remember a lot of things, but I can't remember everything these days. And so if you send me a message, I'll write out a Post-it note when I'm reading your message or your email. So because this is an easel card, we have this scored at 2 3/4 and 5.5 for you. And so that's what's up with the red base. And then you should have your vanilla envelope. So we need for this one some espresso ink, and the Happy Holidays comes from a set that is called Greetings of the Season. So we have that, and on the inside, it's May your holiday be filled with the season of the greetings of the warmth of something. Hang on. May your holiday season be filled with warmth and cheerful celebration. And that's where we have that from. And what you can do is making sure that you keep this down here as a guide so that you can either center it or stamp it a little bit higher. I got some new espresso ink pads just in time for this. So I'm going to try to stamp that right about there. And then we're going to do Happy Holidays. Now, how we set it up for in-person on Saturdays, we put the Happy Holidays on the same block. I already know that I put them separate, and that's okay. So we're going to do holidays there and happy. You could also do, there's another one in here, Merry Christmas. That would fit perfectly, amazingly well. And so I'm going to try to do that. I'm good with that. And you could also pull any other sentiment from any other stamp set, and that would fit on a skinny strip like that. Okay, so that's what we have for stamping. You guys, we really designed this card so that you didn't need to necessarily have the stamps. And I'm going to trim a little bit off of this guy as well. And I'll be able to see a little bit more of the vanilla on the sides. So we could get a little bit glue happy here. So we could glue this and this one down. And then I'm going to pull the Rose Coleman trick. If you guys are in Canada watching me, Rose Coleman is who I work with in Canada. We kit up and design classes, and we collaborate together. So if you're looking for an amazing demonstrator, don't hesitate to reach out to her. Her trick is to put the liquid glue on these really intricate pieces and let the glue marinate for a moment so that you don't smear it all over the place. So the embossed vanilla piece can go onto your cherry cobbler mat, which I'm very happy with the border on that now. And then the Lost Lagoon can go on your crumb cake mat, like that. And then on the inside here, you can put your vanilla mat, which is your sentiment, which I didn't dry fit that, but I'm going with it now. so that's good. And, oh man, I got a dimensional back. Gotta get rid of it. All right. Then what we've got are some dimensionals going on. So I have, oh man, that's not good. We got issues here. My ruler got stuck to some dimensionals. So we're gonna put dimensionals on the back of the cherry cobbler piece. So this is Kathleen Ketterman sent me this. It's a great way so that your dimensional backs don't go all over the place. So I should do that on another sheet here because it really does work. And I know I'll be using up all of these dimensionals. All right, then on this one, I like my snowflakes to be falling down and they're thicker at the top in my mind and less at the bottom. And so this is going to get put onto your easel card, but you wanna make sure that you don't go too high. So what I'm gonna do is layer the bottom and then I'm going to layer the top without going too close to the edge. And for good measure, I'm gonna put one kind of right there and right there. And then when I set this on here, I got those at the bottom. This is just gonna get centered top to bottom and left to right, like that. And then this one, oh, I got two on there. Oh well, so be it. This one's going to get centered onto the Lost Lagoon crumb cake mat. And then, so that's what we got so far. And then our little ledge here is what's going to be popped up. And let's grab our glue scissors. Just put that like that. Maybe just one small one to fill in that area. And then this goes here at the bottom. So we've just created the easel part. Perfect. Then these are marinating. So what we can do is grab them and then they will get placed on here. So I had a specific kit here. I got the scrappy kit, but it's because I know how to work with things. And so I got this little cut here, but when that top tree gets put on, you don't even see that. And plus it gets covered up. And I'm also missing, for some reason, I'm missing a branch. The snow was really heavy. It landed on it and it broke it off. But I can work with that because I have my little sentiment strip will go right through the middle. So no problem there. We can make that work. I'm gonna grab the dimensionals here and use up a sheet, yay. And then we're gonna grab another one here. And then this layer, this tree on the left is popped up and slightly overhanging on the left, and I've got it centered top to bottom. And then this one gets a little bit of liquid glue on the back, like that. And it's tucking underneath over here slightly, and it's up a little higher. It looks like it's in the distance. Perfect. And so the sentiment now, I'm gonna make sure it goes right over the top of where I'm missing my branch, and nobody will ever know. And then that part of the die cutting that got weird on the other one, it's covered up because it's behind the top tree. Now I'm actually gonna grab my little trimmers for this. So we kept these long for you in case you had a little bit longer of a sentiment. You could definitely use all of it, but I'm gonna keep it a little bit shorter. So I'm gonna cut it off right past the S. I could use a scissors to do this too. That would be no problem. I'm gonna try to make sure that there's equal space on each side. And then that is going to go right here. Oh, and the way I cut it, it lines up along that. It's the same width as the vanilla. Vanilla. All right, so grab your tear and tape. Woo! And that I asked my Vanna to get me my tear and tape. It's in my blue thing, which is underneath my drop down over there. Yep, there should be a roll, or it's in the bucket. There's, yeah, so what we need to do next is put a little tear, thank you, appreciate that. What we do is grab a little tear and tape, and then we're gonna have one waiting in the wings. So across the back here, and we're weaving the ribbon back and forth. So it's kind of behind the H-O of holidays. All right, ho, 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 Merry Christmas, right? So we're gonna put that at an angle, a slight angle. We've got enough there to trim. Thanks, Karen Wetstein, that came on fast. And then I got a little loopy right there. And then you got enough to bring it back like that. So I kind of went backwards with it. And then you're gonna grab your ribbon scissors and angle your ends just like that. And then grab that other tear and tape waiting in the wings. And what's happening is this tree is popped up and the other tree is not. So I'm actually gonna pull this off, and I'm not gonna put a dimensional behind here because it's already popped up, but I am gonna put 2 small dimensionals or a big one. Let's see, do I have small ones here? I do. I'm gonna put a small one here and a small one there. And that's going to get placed right where that branch is MIA, and it's popped up here and not here, so that helps make this smooth across. And I don't know, you can add Stella wherever you see fit, but the oxidized copper does give it a little bit of a glitz, but you could add a little bit of Stella around the edging of your tree just to give it a little bit more sparkle. You could also do over the top of the snowflakes, and it will hit the top part. I don't know, just Stella it up. There we go. And then you have your pecan gems. You have a big and a small, and then you'll have another one. So I ended up with 2 big ones and a small one. So I like to put the big and the small together, and then you've got another one to put wherever you want. All right, we got one done. Very good. It's like little snowflakes in the sky that are dirty. And then when you open that one up, you've got an easel card, and then you've got a little spot to write your love note. Very cool. All right, so I'm gonna put this in here. So these cards will not be won by anybody. We're gonna put these back into the mix of available cards for the donation. All right, so let's put this away. And very good. So one down. And might as well, while I'm at it, clean these and make room for the next. So I think what we'll do is work on this one next, which is a fall card. It definitely could be Thanksgiving. It could be, whoa, that went down. It could be Thanksgiving, it could be a thinking of you, it would actually be a birthday card. Honestly, this card could be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be, whoops, there goes my computer. Oopsie daisy. That's how that goes. Okay. All right, so let's grab this one. That's it. All right. So it's got a Post-it note on again, so we'll see why. But we're gonna take that, put these guys over here. All right, let's just zoom in a little bit. So this one features autumn leaves, and it's another vanilla one. You've got your 3 druzy gems. They're nice, I don't know if you'd say champagne-y color, but a tan color. We embossed it with the Falling Leaves embossing folder, which was an online exclusive. Thanks, Linda Hunt. Hi, Sandy Wicklander. Jennifer Jones, coming in late. Watched the video from Saturday and what a great day. So moving and rewarding you did. Oh, thank you. You should raffle your completed cards to the highest bidder. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. Whoever wants to to offer more than the $40 definitely would go to whoever. I'm good with that. So Jean, do we say whoever, like, do we have to set by the end of this video as a live, or do I set it for like to end? Give me some parameters so I can talk about that. All right, you guys, they did a great job kitting this. I opened my kit up and my leaves have the appropriate oxidized copper veins with them. So that stayed intact on mine. You have a little vanilla label that comes from the autumn leaves, and then you have a Cajun. Now, Hope Toy is watching, you guys. She is from afar, North Carolina, and she die cut, and so did Michelle Cinto. We had 2 remote die cutters that offered their help, and they die cut from afar and mailed the die cut pieces to us, and it really helped eliminate some extra time and stress from my gals who are local. So it was super cool that they did that. This is a vanilla piece for the inside. You have a piece of designer series paper that is a 2x4, and we do have to cut this, all right? So we're not quite ready to glue that. This card uses 2 pieces of ribbon, 2 scoops, and it's the peacock gold, and then my mom gave me, or somebody gave me, a short ribbon, and it was fine. It was at the end of the roll, and I didn't want to not use it because I want to show you guys how you could work with something like this if you end up having a little bit of ribbon at the end, but you need a little bit more. What we're gonna do is we're gonna cut it and then tape it. So I have a little too short of a ribbon, and that's okay. We'll work with it. So this is a pretty peacock base, and the stamp set that we're using for this one is called Autumn Leaves. So we have With a Grateful Heart. I love it because they're photopolymer. We're gonna be able to see exactly where we need to stamp. And then the ink color that we have for this one is Pretty Peacock. Let's grab that. And maybe what we'll do first is we will stamp our label here, which is If I Only Had a Heart. No, it's With a Grateful Heart. I was just quoting the Tin Man, I think. So, all right, so With a Grateful Heart. It's nice because it's photopolymer. I can see where I'm stamping. You do not have to have autumn leaves to make this card. You just need a sentiment, and you need some sort of a focal image for the inside. If you had a Happy Thanksgiving, that would, I don't know why I'm shutting this, but if you had a Happy Thanksgiving, that would be perfect too, because that could be your inside sentiment. And for this one, I definitely think I'm going to stamp off. So let me grab a scrap paper here. My ink pad is kind of juicy, so we're gonna stamp off and stamp this at 2nd strength on the side for our focal image, and then here we have some veins at full strength. They go over the top like that. So then again, if you want to stamp a sentiment, now is your time to stamp it before you glue it in. I will leave it as it is, so whoever gets this kit, if they want to stamp their own sentiment in the inside, they definitely can. So the other thing on this, it's a 2x4. Reminds me of a song we used to sing to my brother, which now that I think back probably wasn't very nice, so I won't sing it out loud. Oh, anyways, it's a 2x4, and the things we did as kids, right? All I did was cut it in half. So you're cutting it in half at 1 inch. And what we're gonna do is flip them over, flip this over, and let's get these things. Oh, and then you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna do our Rose Coleman trick, and we're gonna glue these so that they are ready in a moment. We'll let them marinate. And this is an intricate, delicate thing to do. You don't want to get glue oozy all over. If you have the window sheets, whoa. Wonder where that came from. Is that this phone? That phone, I wonder if, wow, that was a really loud ding. Hang on, you guys. I think that this phone is on and it needs to get turned off. Okay, we're on silent now. That was really loud. To all my Mario collectors or my Mario fans, that one is for you. So if you had some of that sticker sheet stuff that Stampin' Up! Sells to make these into stickers, that would be ideal. So we're gonna set that off to the side. And then we're going to put these like that. Let them marinate. And we were strategic about these leaves. The way we maximize paper is we knew that part of these veins were covered up. So it may look like you're missing part of them, and it's okay because they will get covered up. So we're gonna let that sit maybe right there, hopefully. Yep, now we need glue. So we'll do these and these. So our inside mat gets glued in. And then we're going to adhere our designer series paper to the emboss. So I want my leaves that are, so there's less down here and there's more up there. For me, that's where I want to, instead of going the other way, because then you're gonna have all the emptiness up at the top. So we're gonna have the emptiness at the bottom left and about a 3/4 inch away from the left-hand side. And I'll make sure my top is flush. Whoa, yep, don't do that. Flush at the top. And you might have to trim a little off the bottom. And this guy got about 1/8 of an inch in the middle. I think I kept them paired together, but if I didn't, it's okay, you won't even see. But I think I did match them back up. And then if you need to flip it over and trim off any off the bottom, now's your chance. There's hardly any. If your Cajun ends up being a little longer, then just trim off the Cajun. Ultimately, you want all this to be smooth around. Then you're gonna need your tear and tape. And you're gonna make your tear and tape sandwich in the back. And it's about 1 inch from the bottom. So we've got that ready. Now this is where I'm gonna have a little bit harder of a time because I got, oh, these probably are ready to go. Let's just get these glued on. They've been marinating long enough. Got a little bit of glue coming out there, so I'm just gonna take care of that. And then this one goes with the pumpkin pie. So these leaves are pumpkin pie, old olive, and crushed curry, along with Cajun craze for our maple leaf. And that goes right there. Oh, good. Now we got that taken care of. All right. I have this, and it has tape on it. And I know when I pick the tape off, it's going to leave a goo on there. And so what I'm going to do is just cut that off right here. Now, you guys shouldn't have this. You would have all gotten a 6-inch piece, which is enough to make it work. But I said to my mom and the girls, I'm like, I'll show you guys how I can make a 5-inch piece of ribbon work. I'm going to need 2 for the back, and I'm going to need 4 for the front, because what's going to happen is where the label goes, you can't see where the ribbon is. So this label goes right about here. So I'm going to make it work like this. I'm just guesstimating right now. So that catches the back. And then what I'm going to do is tape that like that. I should have put one underneath instead of just putting it, oh man. Well, I'm just gonna put another one for good measure like that. And hopefully that doesn't come apart. It shouldn't come apart later, but then I'm gonna cut this with my ribbon scissors, which is that, as short as I can, like that. And then on this side, follow my line, caught that tape, so I'm pretty level, and now that's how I made it work. And then your tear and tape sandwich on the back, and no one will ever know that there's no ribbon, except for all of you that are watching, okay? So let's now grab that piece and help hold that. Should be good to go. I don't need that piece at the moment, but that looks good. Oh man, you guys, you know what I just did? I put it upside down. I sure did. Oh my gosh, you guys. I glued these in the wrong spot. Okay, so we're gonna do this opposite. Oh man, oh man, oh man. Okay, did you guys see what I was doing? Nobody said stop, stop, stop. Okay, this goes like this, but here's what we can do. Hang on. things are fixable. Things are very fixable. Look at that. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is pull these off. Having the tape at the top is all right. Okay, so we're back on track. We just need more tape. This is what happens when you don't pay attention while you're talking. So we'll put these back here. And then we need 2 more waiting in the wings, like this. And then we'll put this back here. They're connected very nicely. See this? No muss, no fuss. Back on track here and there. Life is good again. All right, we'll take those off. We will keep that tear and tape there. Perfect. Let's glue that on. So happy I caught that. Does that ever happen to you where you put things on upside down? I can't be the only one that does that kind of stuff. All right. Whew, back on track. So our leaves. These leaves are popped up in certain spots. I popped up this Cajun craze on those 3 leaves. And then these 2 leaves, I've got one on the tippy tips there, and then one there, and one there. And what you could do if you wanted, you could put a little glue dot at the base here, and that'll help that stick. So we call those the non-committal dots. So you can always adjust. And don't push down really hard, because if you want to re-finagle this, you can. So that is going to go, I'm looking at this one, I've got a little green on the left and a little on the top. And this leaf comes close to the Cajun here. Go right about there. And then the orange one, same thing. I'm going to grab a non-committal dot at the base there. And then you see a little bit of the ribbon off to the side here. And then this one, again, you could put a non-committal dot down here. And just setting this gently down, so we can always finagle. This will come right about here. And then our little Cajun-y one right across the top. So I'm liking it. But what we need is a little more tear and tape. And we're going to put a little at the top and the bottom of this label. And we're going to weave that peacock ribbon back and forth. So you should have 6 inches. And what we're going to do, we're going to make a loop above the T-ful, the T-E-F. So make a loop, and then you have your tail coming out. Grab that ribbon scissors, cut it off, and then you make your tear and tape sandwich, and now you've got the other piece. Now you could work with that end like it is, and you could make that be the first thing that you put down and have it angle out that way, and then come back and make your loop like that. And you should have just enough ribbon. You could just cut a little bit off. And then this will go right there. Now because we have this ribbon here, and I know that that's where the label is going to go, I'm feeling a track of dimensional instead of putting circles or the little hexagonies. So I'm going to set this across the top because that's pretty much where this is going to land. And I'm going to run one across the bottom, and I'm going to put one right in the middle. So we just need a little bit more here. And this one will go right like that. And knowing that that is about where this one's going to go, we don't want that covering up with a grateful too much. And then we're going to pop a dimensional right there and a small one right at the top. It covers up the label so that little stem comes down and it kind of fits right in that little gap right there. Yay! Very cool. It turned out very nice. And you can Stella this Cajun leaf. Super awesome. And then if you want to, you could also Stella over the tops of the embossed leaves, like that. Just to cause or draw attention to them. If you want, you could also Stella over the top of the designer paper and the ribbon. And then the Druzy gems are next. So I ended up with 2 small and a big. So I want to put my small and my big in this area right there. That's kind of open. And then my other one is going to hang out right down there. So you guys, we ended up with all these little plasticky things all over the floor. That's where they went. Okay. So we have our With a Grateful Heart card done. Turned out really nice. A nice bouquet of leaves for this one. All right. That's the second one. And where can I put that? Right there. And this can go in the envelope. Like that. All right, the next one that we're gonna do is our bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word card. So this one, you might just go back and check to make sure you didn't leave any pieces behind. This one features country birdhouses. And that set looks like this. And we made it into a nice Christmassy birdhouse. And you need a bird and the frilliness for the birdhouse scallops. And then on the inside, we stamped Season's Greetings. That guy's right here. And for this one, it's a book card. You got 3 Regal Flora gems that are green. And lots of bits and parts. So Michelle Cinto helped with this one, Anna Revedue, and then Tammy Sikolik and her mom Sandy. They all went to town on this. And we have a piece for your bird. And then we have your scallop piece, which needs a little stamping. And then the little baby sentiment strip for the good tidings of comfort and joy. I think that's what I'm missing, Annette.
What are you missing?
The sled set. Do you remember? It was sitting around here somewhere. It was sitting somewhere in here.
Yes, it was.
I don't remember where it was sitting, but I need the good tidings from there. And I don't think it's there. It's not in it. I saw it somewhere. And it wasn't in its home, so I don't know where I saw it. This was already embossed for you for the top and the bottom here. And then you have 2 red flowers, cherry cobbler flowers, and then green shaded spruce leaves. The embossed crumb cake pieces here with the exposed brick, the little crumb cake sliver. You have a 1/4 inch and a 3/4 inch circle that were punched for you. Your birdhouse is die cut with it. Yeah, I don't know where I saw it. I thought in my head I saw it somewhere over in that side of the room. Yeah. So you guys, my birdhouse is missing its peak up here, but that's okay because when I go to put this on it, you won't ever know that. And so that's the birdhouse. I have 2 diamonds. Yeah, was it over? Okay, perfect. I need the good tidings out of it. So this is one where you're gonna want to, I am going to repeat this, you're going to want to double check and dry fit. When we did our second set of cards, thank you so much. When we did our second set of cards, we got the crumb cake a little too big compared to the shaded spruce. So there's hardly any border. So you are going to want to dry fit it. Again, that was the 3rd time I said it. And knock off a little bit off of 2 of the sides. And then keep doing that until you get it to where you want it. That's much better, okay? You also want to check to make sure that your green is set up good. I noticed that my corner was a little longer up there. This one was a hard one. We caught it when we started putting the made cards together. So we made 30 more out of the 100 that we kitted. And they were already kitted. So I thought, you know, during the live, I'm going to talk to you guys about just doing this dry fitting thing and testing it before you get glue happy all over the place. So something like this, and then I'm gonna do a little bit more off the top. And I'm just eyeballing it till I have it where I like it. And I like it, I'm good. So there's more green showing, okay? You're gonna have to, not all of you, but I would say maybe 70 of you. Maybe not even 70, maybe less. But you're gonna need to test that. This is a book card, so you have it scored here at 5.5 and then again at 4 1/4. And so that's gonna fold back like this. And then you should dry fit this piece too to make sure that that fits in there good, and it does. So what we can do is grab our tear and tape and put that across the top of this embossed strip here. And then if I went a little long, all I have to do is fold it back. And then you're gonna grab your 4-inch piece, nope, your 5-inch piece of the shaded spruce ribbon, really pretty satiny ribbon, satin organdy-ish. And then make sure you're centered left to right. And then flip your tails over to the tear and tape. And then you're gonna make your tear and tape sandwich so that that can get put right back onto your binding of your card. So we could get a little bit glue happy. I'm just gonna test this to make sure we're good there. Yep, we're good there. So this is gonna get liquid glue. These two pieces can get glued. This, and then our binding can get glued. So glue on the crumb cake and on the crumb cake. I don't need to put the glue where the tear and tape is. And then shaded spruce, and then in my binding area here. That's gonna make the book part for our card. So we've got that for now. Let's do shaded spruce. I go like that. See if I like that better. Yes. Okay, and then our crumb cake. Make sure your bricks are going horizontal. And then this brick piece. Well, this one's taller than this one because it takes up the whole area top to bottom. Good. Good. All right, so let's go and stamp a little bit. So we need crumb cake, and we're going to use espresso. Espresso is here. You can stamp your bird in espresso. So that's where the little scrap comes in, like that. And then the good tidings of comfort and joy. Comfort and joy. Go on here. If you don't have the bird set, this card still looks really nice without a bird. And you could figure out any other little sentiment you could put there. You don't have to necessarily stamp this little scallopy thing either. It would look fine without that. So another one where if you don't have the bird set, you can make do. And then this little frilliness. You gotta be careful with this one. You want it to go as close to the Humpty Humps as you can get it. And because this back is where the crumb cake goes, so I'm trying to get as close to the Humpty Humps. Oh man, that's nice. Our inside sentiment is also in, what did we stamp it in here? I wonder if we did it. Espresso. Okay, so I gotta bring back the espresso. And we have Season's Greetings. Whoa. Very inky dinky do. And then the bird. So these, the fonts that are cursive like this, they look nice going angled. You have a little bit more forgiveness with them if they're not straight. And we'll put the bird at the bottom here. Be like, hey guys, how are you? So that's it for the espresso now. And we could do a little bit more gluing. So this gets glued, and this is the top of the birdhouse. We can glue that flat. You could pop it too, but I think what we'll do is we'll glue it. Yeah, we'll glue it. So we're gonna do our inside here, and then a little bit, very careful, you don't need a lot through there. And then inside into the cherry cobbler base, like that. And then what's cool about this die set is the birdhouse is kind of framed to match the dies. So this piece fits right, let's see if I can zoom in so you can see this. This is the same width as this brown piece. So let's get this right lined up. If it's right there, right? So it lines up here and it lines up here. It's perfect. Now this piece right here, that now nestles up in here and it matches the same curvature here. So what we could do is just put a little bit more liquid glue like that. Like that. It's enough. And then this nestles right up into it. And it follows that curvature like we just said. That's perfect. Now this is the hard part. It's so skinny. If you have your fine tip glue pen and you like using it, go for it. But I'm gonna do the Rose Coleman trick. I'm gonna let that dry for a moment, just a moment in time. Come back to that later in life. And what I'm gonna do for now, this is gonna get adhered on with dimensionals. So I'm gonna put some black dimensionals across this. And I'm gonna set that onto the bottom part here. It fits perfectly. Don't push it down too hard. And then you've got your good tidings. You can angle that. And if you want, you could just trim a little shorter. Put a little glue across this. And then got that along the bottom here. That. Okay, now our bird. The bird needs to get colored. We made ours look like an Oreo. An Oreo. I think I said Oreo. But it's a little bit of black mixed with Daffodil Delight. And we need a pumpkin for the beaky and the feetsies. So we've got black, pumpkin, and yellow. So let's do an orange beak and orange feet. That's easy. So Judy Immel was our resident expert who helped everybody with their cards for the, like making the birds. And so we've got a little black on his top here, on his head. A little bit. And then we've got a little bit of black. And you can go darker or you can stay lighter, but we've got a little bit of black on the wing here. And a little bit of black. I think we went to the Google and we looked up different birds, and we liked the idea of having this bird on this card instead of a blue bird or a purple bird or any other different bird. This one seemed to pop on this card, so that's why we went with this one. And we've got a little black here. And then what we're going to do is mix in a little bit of yellow. They call me Mellow Yellow. Right there. Perfect. Mix that in together. All right, we're gonna come back to this because I see it's almost dry. This now gets glued right into the groove here. Goes right like, nestles right up there, right there. Perfect. So it's got the same lines and it overlaps that little bit right there. All right, so we've got our coloring done. Then we want to grab the blender pen, and that will help us blend the bird so it looks a little bit prettier. I'm gonna pick the orange first, even though you probably don't need to do the orange, but it does help it a little bit. Perfect. And then I'm gonna start with the black, and I'm gonna go in the black areas, get that done first. And then I'm gonna wipe that out because I don't wanna get black in where the yellow is. And now I'm going to concentrate where the yellow, super cool. You know, at first, I used a lot of the colored pencils because they didn't have the Stampin' Blends. Then we switched to, whoa, it stuck to my finger because I had glue on it. And then we switched to the blends and started using blends a lot. And now we've been using colored pencils a lot. I've been loving using colored pencils because you can make it look so pretty like that. So you get that by doing the blender pen afterwards. These come in a pack of 3 for I think $12. You could, if you have this die set, you could cut it out with the dies. And if you don't feel like pulling the machine out or running over to the other side of the room to get it, it's an easy cut around. This is the best part. You go, it's like you're on a roller coaster on a slide at Bay Beach. Go up and down the slide. All right, and then a little back here. And then we're gonna plant our bird in front of the birdhouse. So there's our bird. We did pop up the birdhouse, so let's go ahead and get that planted on the front of our card. Like that. It's kind of resting right at the bottom. Can't really see the crumb cake, and it's centered left to right. Like that. And then this greenery piece, that kind of gets nestled right like this. It would help if you had some dimensionals though to pop up some of the, like this leaf right there could get a dimensional. And move it over just a hair. And then I'm gonna give that area a dimensional. We're not gonna worry about a dimensional there because it maybe just one right there, yes. Okay. And a dimensional on the ends of these guys. So let's see if that is enough. That's probably enough. Good strategic spots. And you got to make sure you don't go into the crack because when you open it, it's going to bend. So you want to make sure you stay away from that. And then our bird is going to go right there. So we could put a black dimensional there. And you could use a non-committal dot under the feet, like this. Perfect. And then a little dimensional for this flower. Goes right about there. Our circles. So we'll have a little dot right there for our black one. And then right below it, you have your wood thing that comes out, like the perch, I guess. That's coming out. Goes right below it. And then I think on this one, we have this little leaf here. A little black dimensional will be good on this side. And then a non-committal dot would be good at the base where the stem is. And we're going to sneaker that right into this area between, so there's a dimensional right where I want it to be. So we're just going to gently lift this up, sneak that in here. And then this bigger flower, it's going to go right like that. And I think what we're going to do, I think we're just going to put 2 dots of liquid glue here and here. And we're going to cut a small, really small over here on this side. Dimensional. That's going to go at the top. So the glue goes flat on the brown part and the dimensional will help it at the top stick up. Okay. Wow. I think that's all of our pieces. So you have 2 gems for the centers of the red flowers. like that, like that. They're so pretty in the center of the red. That diamond shows off. And then you have 3 greenies. And I've got, they're all the same size, those Regal Floral or Regal Foil gems. They're the same size, so you have 3 green gems, and we just put them at the top, like that. And then you could Stella the brown at the top. You could Stella the brown along the bottom. Your flowers would be really good to Stella. And the leaves. Just like that. Then, there was more. You have a little bit of ribbon left. About 4 inches. And you can do is... Thanks, Rhonda. Then this gets tied on. And just pull it so that your tails are going up and down. Be careful not to pull it too far that this curves up. So you might have to push this back down. And then grab your ribbon scissors. And you can trim that tail. And that. Voila, as Kelly would say that way. Haha. Good tidings to you. And then season's greetings. Perfect. There we had 3. Not quite a 5, but there we had 3. Good deal. Hi, Jolene. Oh, thanks for that. Blender pens. Item number 102845 for $14. Oh man, they used to be 12. And then before that, they were 10. They have gone up in the past couple years here. All right, so that is our 3rd card. Let's see what we have for number 4. Oh man, there it is. Lost Lagoon for this one. It's another cream envelope. Thanks to all who had their cream envelopes. And we had all the materials down to the envelopes were donated, you guys. And this card looks like this. This features Changing Leaves, and I'm happy to report as of last week, Changing Leaves is back in stock. In case you guys didn't hear or see the memo, Changing Leaves is back, and that's where we got the sentiment from and the die cutting. Again, another one where Hope Toy die cut all of these parts for all 352. So Hope, did you do the math? All right, Faye, we'll catch you when you get back. Hope, how many pieces, if you're still watching, how many pieces did you die cut? Did you add them up? But Hope did these 2 leaves, and then Rhonda Ayers did that leaf because that's out of DSP. And then Hope did the circles and the ovals here. So let's see what we got. 3 gold gems here. They're wild wheat or gold. You have your vanilla inside, the oval for your sentiment. You have your 3 leaves and a circle, stylish shapes. And this was embossed by Rhonda. And then we are going to cut this. So Karen Wetstein was in charge of all of the made cards. She cut all of these into 1-inch strips for us, and we'll do that momentarily. And because when you look at it, you're like, oh man, it's not long enough. Well, that's because we have to cut it. And then you have a little linen thread bow. Chris Dudorenki made all these little linen thread bows for us. And then we have a little gold wild wheat ribbon. And your base, it's all about the base, is Lost Lagoon. So let's do a little stamping first. We'll get that done. A little note to brighten your day is what goes on the oval. I'm going to stamp it a little closer to the left because the leaf goes on the right. So there's that. And then the leaf on the inside, we stamped that in Cajun Craze. And again, you could stamp anything else later on the inside. So Cajun is right here. So sometimes the case leaves little plastics on here. Take that off. So Hope said that it was a little over 4,000 pieces that she specifically die cut. And she volunteered all of her time for the die cutting, and it took her hours and hours and hours. We appreciate that she did that from afar. I think I'm gonna go on this side with it. Right, like that. So Cajun. And for cutting, what we're gonna do with this piece, this is at the moment it's 3, I think, 3 by 5. And, yep, 3. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this and keep it in order. So what we're gonna do is go to 4 inches. Right, there's that piece, and then we're gonna go to 3 inches. Everybody who has kits is going to have to do this. We did not cut these for people because we did not want you to have to contend with putting them back in order, and honestly, it saved us time to not cut all these. So everybody has it embossed, and you just have to cut it into the 5 1-inch strips. And then what I'm gonna do is flip these all this way, keeping them in order, like that. And I'm gonna grab this and this because we can do a little bit of gluing. Put glue 42 on all of these 5 pieces. And then my inside piece could get a little bit of glue as well. And that goes right there. So that's all set. Now, doesn't matter top or bottom, but you just want to keep them in order. So I'm going to take this one and go like this, and that goes flush at the top, centered left to right. Before I continue, I am going to make a mental note to check. I'm just going to do it. This is important, very important. Check your base, the height of your base compared to the height of this. You see how mine is longer? That's okay. We need to catch that now, because if you glue these all and this is long, we're gonna have to cut it off. So at the moment, I already know it, so I'm gonna open this up and I'm going to see how much it is. It's about that much. I'm gonna take my cutter right away. I'm gonna cut off that much and see if I did it right. It's a little bit long yet. So now I'm just going to take my scissors. It's not, I did it good, but just one side of it needs a little help. So now it's flush top and bottom. Make sure you do that before you get all you're gonna get glue happy. So now this one goes, oh, and it's good, do the bottom one next. Flush along the bottom, centered left to right. And then you can do either the next top one or bottom one. And as long as you have your glue a little bit wet yet, you're gonna be able to finagle them. Oh man, that looks really good actually. But you could still pick up if you need to. But you start on the ends, and then do these 2, and then do the middle last. Again, making sure your basic beige is the right height is important too. Otherwise, you'd be cutting off some of that. In hopes that it was an honor. We were so happy to have you helping. Okay, put 2 waiting in the wings tapes and 2 on the back. Grab that wild wheat ribbon. It goes along the bottom side of that second last peacock panel. And then this can get covered up. Grab those dimensionals. You can prep the back with them. And then that can get adhered to the front of the card. I'm gonna go first at the top, flush. As long as I had it cut right, it should be good. Just centered left to right, keeping it straight. Something like that. So the circle goes flat on the back, behind the ribbon here. And then kind of tucks a little underneath the ribbon. It's hanging off that right edge a little bit. I do see that it comes right about there. And then our leaves, what you can do is flip them over, and we're going to add the dimensionals to the backs of those. And the little peacock one as well. The leaves that are a little bit bigger can get dimensionals. And then I would use your non-committal dots at the base here to help hold that for all three of the leaves. Oh, it stuck to my finger and it ripped. Okay, so I got it ripped, almost ripped my leaf in half, but I'm gonna take and put a glue dot right to the middle of that fracture of our leaf, and then a little glue dot right there. All right. The yellow one goes down first. It's got the tip over here off the circle. I'm gonna put the stem underneath. I don't know, something like that looks good. And then this one is hanging out over here. It crosses the leaf there, hanging over here, lands like that. And then the label here is going to get popped up with dimensionals. So let's run those across the back. And because I went with glue dot on the bottom here, it's not raised up. It covers up that top of the gold ribbon a little bit, hangs off to the Lost Lagoon base, something like that. And then this little guy comes around the corner like that. You need another non-committal dot, roll it up, and you're gonna put that right on the top, leaves, and you have an adorable little cutesy double bow made out of linen thread that Chris Duderenki made. And then that is going to get nestled right onto that peacock leaf, like that. And then you can trim your tails, like that. Nice, very nice. These gems have 3 different sizes. So I put the big and the small one together, and then I put the medium one at the bottom. So I got 2 offsetting up there, and then the other one I put down here at the bottom. Perfect. Now you could do lots of stelling with this, because these leaves all could get a little bit of glitter, like that. Just like so. A little bit on the circle if you want. Boom. Nice pretty fall card. Again, this could have been a Thanksgiving card. So when we said these were all holiday inspired cards, this could be a Thanksgiving card. But it says on here, a little note to brighten your day. Venas. Stick the little tails down. All right, so what do we have coming up? All right, I got 2 more cards to make, but what we have coming up this week, we have tomorrow night, well, tonight is Fun Folds in person, and then Diane has in-person order-based class tomorrow night. Thursday night is the Kellogg launch party class, the Fun Folds, and then on Friday afternoon at 1, we're gonna be doing the order-based class. So we have a bunch of classes coming up for you this week. So there are lots of kits left in case you missed out on getting signed up, or let's say if you've emailed me already and I haven't responded, just know I'm still getting through my emails, but we have lots of kits. I don't plan to do any mailing today anymore, tomorrow. So for those that are signing up for the launch, the Fun Folds or the order base, those cards would probably come after class. It just was a lot with this weekend to get stuff mailed out beforehand. So just hang tight. I'm still doing the online class. You just won't have your kits in time. There's plenty of time to add anything else to your package if you want. This is our Frozen Tundra card. No, it's Frozen Edges. And it has 3 purple Regal gems, and then it has the white pecan gems, the white from the white and pecan gems. You have your snowflakes embossed again here for you on the freezer piece. Compliments of Anna's Rebedu. She die cut all of your glimmer snowflake icicle edges for you. that's cool. Karen helped me cut all the designer paper here and all these little strips like this, Karen Wetstein. So these are in your kit, a freesia piece and a white piece. Your hexagon, or I should say octagon. If I call these a hexagon, you guys, I know they're octagons, but because it's 8 sides, I get it. But I like to say hexagon. So you've got that is from Countryside Corners. You have 3 snowflakes, 2 gold and a freesia. You have your designer paper, your white paper, and 2 ribbons, you guys. For 3 of these cards, we had more than 1 ribbon per card. So we went ham on designing with ribbon and embellishments because we have 2 different embellishments on this one. Let's do our stamping. So we need Blackberry Bliss ink for our winter greetings. So let's grab this. Winter greetings comes from Sparkling Snowflakes. So that's the set got used here. And then Frozen Edges is what we used as well for like some of those die cuts that came from there. And we're going to be getting the white ink out momentarily. So winter greetings, we'll get everything okay?
Yep.
So winter greetings, I go right about there. And then on the inside, it says something else. Make the season sparkle. So if you don't have these sets, again, whatever, oop, that didn't stamp so good. Everything else you have is with the similar sentiments is good to go. Perfect. All right, then we needed freesia. You could have used blackberry too and just made it 3rd strength, but what happens here? I just opened up my ink pad and I'm seeing all that. And so I just saw it. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm gonna guess that blackberry ended up on there, maybe? I'm gonna just try to smooth this out. See if that helps, because I don't want to accidentally get a line around the edge there. So we'll go like that. All right, then we need the snowflake, and the snowflake also came from Sparkling Snowflakes. We're going to stamp off. So we're going to do 1st strength. Let's test the back here just to make sure. Yep, very light. I just want a light little snowflake in the back. Just adds a little snowflake back there, but it doesn't take away from the words. That's all we have for the freesia. Then we need some white. All right, the white. White is for this background area. And there's a stamp in the Country Birdhouses set that has splotches. And then from the Frozen Tundra has this. You have to be careful because you don't want to go up too high. This ultimately is going to go here. So when we stamp the icicles, you want to have them kind of hanging from behind. So you want to have the white ink pad and ink that up good. We're going to put this in the back. So perfect use of a white pad. Again, put this there so you can eyeball that. Maybe right about here is good. Let that marinate for a moment. So you have the icicles coming down, and then this will go right about here. So that's cool. So it looks like they're in the back, kind of coming from the back. And then the Country Birdhouses has these little dots. All right, thanks. So there are little dots in there. So by adding these to the bottom, it makes it look like there's more snow coming down. Like that. So that fills it in. Like so. All right, that's it for the white. And I think that's it for stamping on this one. So now we could start assembling. So since this is right in front of me, this icicle bit, it gets popped up. How do you want to do that so it works? Hi, Fake Abby is back. Yay. I will use, I guess, white. And I think I want to use the strips on the side here. So we're going to cut here and go across to right about there. How does that sound? Grab this whole thing. This goes right like that. So I'm going to set this here. And then it goes flush across the top, and it gets centered from edge to edge here. So you don't have a lot of wiggle room on this, and we apologize. It was a tight fit. So let's see here. I'm gonna catch the side here. Try to be the right height. If you're down lower, you're gonna have to cut the top off, and if you're up higher, you're okay. I'm gonna catch this side and go flush across this side, and then it should come out right on the edge. If for any reason you see any over here, just trim it off. And what you're gonna have to do is flip this over and trim off the corners so you keep the shape of your octagon. And that's how we did that. So that looks pretty decent to me. And then this is all popped up again. And what you could do is the same thing. Use this other side, and we'll do a track like that. Now that's gonna be too long, so what we're gonna do is figure out how much we need. Cut it like that, and I might just put a little there, and then we'll take from the other side. Apparently I didn't cut that so good, so we'll just go like that. Run this along the bottom, and then right there. Okay, so that's staged and ready to go. So we'll let that sit for a moment, and what we can do is glue these two. Oh, it's so pretty. I love that Regal Flora Designer Series paper. It's so elegant. And wow, now which one's the bad one? That one's the bad one. Okay, so this is the bad side, and then we can glue our designer paper. There's really no top and bottom to the designer paper. I'm gonna want to take the like the less snowflakes, and that's where the designer paper will go over the top of that. So I have more at the top. Okay, we'll let that dry for a moment. And come back over here, and then go like this for our inside. Then I'm just going to trim off at an angle. This winter greetings will go like this. So that's what we have there. That's perfect. That was exactly what I needed. Now, we need some tear and tape. We need it for our tear and tape sandwich at the back of where the ribbon is going to get attached. So back here, right in the middle. That. We need 2 waiting in the wings. And then on the end here of the white is where we have a little bit of gold ribbon floating back there. And so at the bottom, I'm gonna run this like that. In any part that's hanging over, I'm just going to flip it right back like that. All right, so that's staged and ready to go. So this is the really pretty blackberry ribbon with gold edging. And we're going to attach it to the back here. I always like to eyeball it from the front and then flip those tails over. And you have yours waiting in the wings, ready to go. All right, so let's just glue that right away. Perfect. And then that goes right onto the card base. And we have this ready to go. I might just add 2 dimensionals there for good measure, just so that we don't have a saggy middle. Nobody likes a saggy middle, right? You guys know that. So we'll go like this. And it is centered. So I'm looking for the ribbon here and on the other side, centering it with that. Boom. All right, back to this now. You could make a bow if you wanted, but for me, I'm not the biggest bow maker unless I'm using a bow maker. And what I'm going to do is have a tail. I'm gonna bring it back and make a loop. Now this is not the same on both sides. It's more solid on one side and not solid on the other side. So when I flip it, you're gonna see the not solid side, and that's okay. And then I'm gonna bring this back, and it makes it look like we made a bow, but we sure as heck didn't. And my tail is not long enough there, so I'm gonna start over and go just a little bit longer. Flip that over, flip that over. And it sure does make it look like we made a bow. All right, but now that's gonna come apart, and we don't want that to happen. So I envision here two things. We're going to put the tear and tape covering that up, and then roll it back as necessary, and then a little dimensional right on the corner, like that. And then what we can do, take a track of the tear and tape again. I meant dimensionals. And this can go here. Let me think about what I'm doing. This is gonna go across the top, but we're gonna need a second one actually. So let's hang on to that for a moment. We're going to use this bottom piece here along the bottom. That looks good. And then on the top though, so here's how this is gonna work. We also need this piece to get cut, but what we'll do is we'll set this onto it so that you have about 1/8 of an inch on the bottom and the right hand side. And then you can grab your scissors, cut at it the same angle over here, so then you've got that purple along the 3 sides. But now when we go to put this down, it's gonna angle this way. Actually, it's gonna be perfect, I think. That's gonna go right about here. So we're good, we're good. We're good, we're very good, very good, very nice. So, all right, a little bit of glue here. And I think that we're gonna need a dimensional right on that corner though, to help support it over here, right there. And then this goes down. So you guys think about what we're doing here. My team here made 60 sets of what we just did. 60 sets times 6 cards. 6 times 6 is 36, so 360. 360 of all these cards, like all 6 of the cards, they made by hand for those people that were interested in it in the made cards. So the time that went into making them, they all donated their time. So a great big kudos to that team that helped with from start to finish to make this possible, and then to end it off with having some made cards. They came in twice on 2 different occasions to make the cards. We did the first set of 30, and then of the 100, we made 30 more. The the purple snowflake there, and then we have a gold snowflake and a gold snowflake to like round that out. And then we have our white gems. So you'll have 2 big and a small, or 2 small and a big. Put them where you want them. I'm gonna put a big one in the middle of the freesia snowflake, and then I'm gonna put 2 in the middle of the gold ones. Thanks, Tyra. Tyra, I owe you a phone call. I had every intention of calling Thursday and then Friday, and then my weekend passed, and I didn't think about it all weekend, but now that I see your name, we still need to chat. So I'm going to cut my tails here, like maybe right there, and then we'll cut this guy like that. And then you have some purple gems left, and the purple gems go 2 together up here if that's where you like them, and then we put 1 more over here. So there's a lot of bedazzle already on this card with the gold. So you could always bedazzle up the ribbon a little bit more. You could bedazzle your little snowflake. You could bedazzle your designer series paper. I think we'll call that good. And then there were 5. We actually have 5 now. That one actually turned out better than my sample over here, I think. So. Very nice. All right. Now, for those of you who didn't get the patriotic bonus card, that's what we saved this one for last. And for those that got it, that's what we're going to do next. This was our bonus card. So we always, and I don't know if we need to go away from doing the bonus card because it kind of got to be confusing for people with the registration that they signed up for the 5 cards and they didn't realize that there was a bonus card, and so they didn't sign up for it, but they would have maybe taken it, but it was too much work to go back and pay for a bonus card. So we'll have to think about how we want to do that. The bonus card always, it started off with, because we did this as an in-person event in the beginning, we always had the 5 core cards. And then what happened was Cheryl and Bonnie wanted to have a bonus card that, hey, come over here and make this bonus card. And it was specific to veterans, or we did one for our Underground Railroad or for the MS Foundation. And so you could come over to their station and make a bonus card, and they donated the materials for it, and it was a straight $5 donation. And so we kind of followed that theme through the years. And for this one then, almost everybody took the bonus card, but maybe 20 people or maybe 25. But in the end, we had somebody that Lisa took, she's like, hey, I'll take 4 bonus cards. Another person's like, I'll take 3 bonus cards. And we ended up offsetting that. I think at the end here, 2, 4, 5, we might only have like 6 bonus cards. And so it was an extra $5 donation for those bonus cards. And with the bonus cards, it was a full donation. But when we came together as a team, the community came together and rallied and sent in all the materials, it ended up being a straight donation for everything. So it just maybe made it more confusing this time for this, but call whenever is convenient. Sounds good, Tyra. I will definitely do that. So this is how the bonus card came to be and what it is now. But this one, we made it to be red, white, and blue, very patriotic as a thank you card. This says time to celebrate. So you could use it as a 4th of July card. There's a thinking of you that you could stamp in the middle, or you could do thank you. And so it depends on what you want to stamp. But you guys, holy gems, okay? 3 different types of gems for this card. We have blue, 42 from the Regal Floras. We have the Druzies, clear, and then we had some rhinestones in this one. This is a fun fold on top of it. You have 2 white pieces that are the same size. And look how this is in here. We have From Round We Go meets Light the Sky. And those are those die cut pieces. And then we also have in here Stylish Shapes got used for die cutting. And then this is where the blue, Karen cut the designer paper. And then swirly swirls for the embossing folder. 2 ribbons on this one, the silver and the white frayed. And you have your base. So many pieces on this one. And what we're gonna do first is we're gonna get the base of it kind of put together. And so this is an arm. Hi, Margaret Burkett from Illinois. This arm goes right here. So the first thing I'm gonna do is put a little bit of liquid glue on here. And it's important that when you put this on here, that you allow it to have the wiggle room that it needs. Ultimately, you want it to be flush up here, centered left to right. Like that would be the great thing, right? But what's gonna happen is you're gonna need to put this up while it's still a little wet and fold this shut and allow the arm to go up and over. And it's gonna push it up a little bit so that it has the ability to, like, hi Nancy Mole. So it has the ability to go up and over without making this top card base, like the top of the card base, go down. And so it's gonna end up being up a little higher, and that's okay. So when you do that, you know, just keep this flush, centered left to right, keep it flush and down as far. And hopefully it meets the bottom. If it doesn't, it's okay. You won't really notice it. Like I noticed on this one, there's like a 32nd of an inch, not even a 16th, that it's up a little bit. That's okay. No worries. No worries, my friends. So that is what we've got started there. And then you're gonna have this white piece. What I would do with the white piece is I would center it top to bottom, left to right. And I would take into consideration any blue that you see from the base for that. So if your arm is a little too short, just center the white, and when the whole card is put together, you won't even notice it. Hi, Rosie Proudy. All right, and then this piece right here is gonna fit in here. You wanna do the dry fitting, make sure that's right. And then you wanna make sure that these fit in here, like that, that's good. So we can get a little bit of lot glue happy for the moment. So let's flip these over, flip this over, and flip these two over. Like this, like this. A little bit of glue here. Pick whichever side of the swirls you like better. We'll glue that. So white will go first on the arm. We did a card like this for the Country Woods Sweet class back in August. That is when we designed that class back in July when we designed these. So now this will flip up, and then your white can go down on there. And then the red cherry cobbler can go on here, like that. And then this opens up, and we're gonna stamp an inside. We're gonna use cherry cobbler, I believe, cherry cobbler. And we're gonna stamp the firework from Light the Sky. And we're gonna use it at second strength. So these are the sets we use for this one. It's Light the Sky and Round We Go. And the cherry cobbler be at second strength. Stamp off, and then figure out which way your firework goes. And then that's where now you could put a sentiment in the middle. And if you have Happy 4th of July or anything else that you have, that's where you could put that. And I would do it in navy there. But doing this at second strength, it allows you to be able to see it. And we're gonna do here, time to celebrate. Celebrate, celebrate. You're fine, Rosie. We always say better late than never. And you guys, people ask me all the time, can I watch the replay? The answer is always yes. And during the replay, you can make it go faster or slower. You can pause it. You can start it. You can shut me up. You can do whatever you want to me. And I won't be offended. So that's what's nice about not being able to always catch the live. Then this one right here, I'm going to put a little bit of glue behind that spot right there. And that is going to go right, and that's a punch. That white is I think a 1 3/4 inch white punch. So that's going to go there. And then this white mat can go on our inside. Whoever gets this one can stamp something in there if they so desire. And there, boom, coming together. So then I'm going to put a little glue behind this white label that has our sentiment, and that goes inside the Round We Go die cut piece here. And then what we did, this is cut out of the silver, the outline, as is this, and then there's a die in there that die cuts all that frilliness. So make sure you poke out any other pieces that need to get popped out or poked out. And then we're gonna just run a little bit of liquid glue in some strategic spots. We're gonna do the rose thing. Whoa, that was a little bit much. Like that. A couple little spots. We're putting this on the foil. Foil is very glossy, so we wanna give that a moment to marinate. While we give that a moment, we're gonna work on our label here. So you have 2 ribbons, and what I would do is cut them both in half. About in half, something like that. And something like that. And then grab your tearing tape, and you're gonna need 6, I'll be honest. So we're gonna put 4 waiting in the wings, and then 2 on the back. It's on the back, top, more to the right side up here, and then the bottom left-hand side like that. You can pick those off, and you're gonna start with the silver first, and I'm gonna do a loop. It's gonna be somewhere above the M-E, above the me. Hi, honey. How's my baby girl? Hey, girlfriend. The cats did really good this weekend. We actually did lock them up in the craft room, which is where we gave tours up there to people who wanted to see how the progress is going. And then they got love when people came up to look at them and check out the room. Hi, baby. Are you coming? Are you gonna jump up here? I see ya. I see you there. Just shaking that tail. Shaking that tail. Honey. All right, and then this one goes like this. A little loopy action, and then goes out. So they're kind of diagonal. Hi, girlfriend. How's it going, girlfriend? She was sleepy's here. What's up? Are you gonna come sit behind me? Or are you gonna sit right where we are? Oh, you guys, that was risky business. She jumped up and she didn't even get on the glue here. Good job, honey. And all you have to do is line these up then. So that fits right. Oh yeah, you want me to pet you. I know this. Mom, give me love. Whoa. Okay. She wiggles everywhere. So that's good. So that's staged, ready to go. And then we're gonna cover this one up. And then you're gonna pick this off. And if there's any tape that goes over, you just roll it back. And now onto the white. It's the white frayed ribbon. And I'm gonna take that nice diagonal tail, and that'll be good to be right behind there. And I'm gonna bring it back and make a loop. There she is, yep, Miss Honey. And then make a loop backwards like that. And that was the perfect amount of ribbon because you're not gonna have much to work with. So cut that middle at a diagonal so it's exactly how you want it. I'm going to trim this a hair. So we have that diagonal staged and ready. Catch the tear-in tape and then bring it back and make a loop. And again, it's no cutting off in the back here. Now, you have to be careful because this does hang over the edge. So stage it, make sure you didn't get any tape over there. And you're gonna want some dimensionals around the back of this. And go close to the edge, but don't go over so that you don't get the adhesive hanging off the edge. And you're about that far and a little bit over, so that makes sense. Make sure your time to celebrate or words go on straight. We're just gonna stage that there. Then this one also got popped up. Or did we do it flat? Let me just check. Oh, we popped that up. But again, you don't want to have it hanging over the edge. So I'm gonna do maybe in the middle sections here and like that. And skipping that one side. So that's gonna go like this. And then this one needs dimensionals as well. Well, it doesn't need them, but it likes them. And let's see how we set this up. That's the bottom to me, so I've got it like this. So that's good. So this one's gonna tuck underneath here, so gently pull that up. It overlaps that one. And then let's just check out to make sure there's no dimensionals. Perfect. And then this last little guy, we pop that up also with a dimensional. So we're gonna put a little one right in the middle. And that goes right here. Lovely. Druzy gems. You should have 2 big and a small or 2 small and a big. They go in the center of your fireworks. And then we've got 3 blue and I don't know, 2 or 3 rhinestones, however it worked out. So you could put a blue and a rhinestone down here. And then if you have a blue, it shows off there. And then you could put another blue there. Let's see, let's put that. My blue has a lot of gold action going on. And I put the gem down and the sticky stayed. So there's that. So I'm gonna gently pick that up with my pokey tool and put that there. And then this blue that has a lot of gold, you're actually gonna see it. And then we have, my diamond can go there. So you either got 3 or 2 rhinestones. I can't remember how they got kitted. I think some got 3 and some got 2, but either way, I only had 2 here. And I put one there, gold, blue, blue, blue. So we have it still works out good, even though you have what, 2 4, 6. I have 8 gems, which doesn't seem right because of a floral arranger saying odds, right? But you have a group here, a group here, and a group here. So it's still then 3s to me, and then you still have 3s. I think it looks nice. I'm good with it. It turned out fabulous. So the Stella-ing would be really cool to Stella. The little spikies here from this die. I think that looks really cool to bring that in on those. And then you could also do the designer series paper. So this was your gourmet card. My mom would say gourmet. 3 types of gems, 2 types of ribbons, lots of layers, fun fold. It's your Mac Daddy card. All right, boom. We did it. We did it. We did it. Got all 6 cards made. I didn't hear anything after Jean made the suggestion about my card, these specific 6 getting something special for a donation. But if anybody wants to make a greater donation than $40 plus the shipping, let's say, you are welcome to let me know, and I will save these cards. And if I hear anybody that wants to pay, like make a greater donation, like starting from this class on, I will hold these for a few days. And let's say that it gets to be that by the time the last set of made cards goes, if somebody takes and makes an offer for more than 40, I'll hold these to the highest offer. I guess, Jean, that's what we'll say. I don't know. That was a spur of the moment thing, but we'll see. Are these cards worth more than a $40 donation? It's up to you, I guess. I will, whatever you want to make an offer, I will take the highest bidder, and then highest bidder would get them, and then anybody else. I have back here the made cards. I think there were 6 sets, and I have to go through the notes, you guys. I know that there were a bunch of people early on that wanted some, like Jean Maxwell, I know you wanted a bonus made card, Debbie, and I got Connie and Suzanne and Mary and Anna and Trish. So I got a bunch. So we're getting down there. Oh my God, that was a lot, but very awesome. Oh my gosh, was it ever a lot? My head is like, you guys have no idea. My mouth is like so dry. I cannot wait to get some water and like slam it. It was a lot. It was a lot of hot air came out of this body today. So, at least you guys can start and stop it and pause it and take time and take moments to relax and make your cards at your leisure. I've been going, I think this is, we're at 2 hours and a half for this one. So what did Rose, fun, full, great cards. I'm glad that you like them. Rosie's, where did I see good cookies? Rosie said the cookies were awesome. Very good, very good. I'm glad you like my mom's cookies. She made they were called molasses for like a ginger snap type cookie. She made those for the escape, and she made snickerdoodle bars. So those were really good. Take a deep breath, you guys, right? We made it through it. So this kind of, maybe what I should say, wraps up the Wounded Warrior Project card making benefit. I am not going to finalize it and say we're done until all these are gone. And I will keep these just like I keep the June and August paper pumpkins over there. I will keep these over on my counter until we can say that they're all gone and spoken for. And that's when, as soon as they're all spoken for, that's when I plan to send. I'll be able to tally everything up 100% and send a check off to the Wounded Warrior Project. So we have a little time, and in case anybody's still watching and they want to make a donation and have it run through me, you can either send me the donation and I tally it in with the total, or I have a fundraising project number. You can always add that to when you send it into the Wounded Warrior Project, so it counts in the grand total for our project. So very good. You looked over. And I'll be live in person here. No, I shouldn't say live. I will be in person here in the Hive here at 6 o'clock. So about 2.5 hours, we have another card making class, and it is a fun folds. And we have plenty of kits left. And here she comes, you guys, for one final pass through. There's our little honey. She's like, Mom, you grabbed my belly. So she's so gingerly stepping everywhere. All right, you guys, I'm going to sign off. Lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs to you. Thanks again for all your support and generosity that you gave to us for the Wounded Warrior Project card making benefit. We couldn't have done it without you. All right, love you guys. Talk to you later. See you later. Bye.